No.
Okay. Welcome to the Division 2 ITC race for GPVWC, hosted by Jan Polak and me, Karsten van Eyck. Okay, it's not...
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Sorry
Okay.
for any mess ups we do. This is the first time we are doing this together, so...
Yeah. So, today the race is on circuit Poznan in Poland. It has 14 turns. It's about 4 kilometers long and 2.5 miles long. It's the longest circuit of Poland, and it's based on an old airfield. Yeah, the lap record is a 1:25.5, and in practice we've seen a 1:34, so that lap record is not going to be beaten today, but we are going to see some fast laps probably. Yeah, the track was opened in 1977, and it's not really changed from there. The only thing that's changed is a car track, so that's it.
Okay, so... we have already had qualifying. Right now, warm-up is in place, so let's take a look at what's happening on track. How did the qualifying go?
Qualifying.
Yes, so... I don't really see... I had to prepare the stream, so I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I think you
same for
did,
me.
so... Okay. So the drivers should be in the correct positions. So
No,
if that's...
because this is for warm-up times. Yeah.
Then I have no idea.
Okay, so
But
in practice we've had a few fast laps. The fastest was George Sutton, and he had a 1:34.8 for Fusion Racing. So I think he's on pole, but we will see in a minute. And then we have Nate Lobson for TCS off, and he had a 1:35.2. And then Harry Graham, he had a 1:35.3, and yeah, that's the top three. And yeah, the field seems pretty fast. It's pretty, yeah. Is it a difficult track, Jan, or not?
From when I did try it, it can be difficult. Especially the ending part, the radar complex of corners. Those are pretty fast. And if you don't get them exactly right, they can throw you into the barrier in very high speeds and end your race right away.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the first ITC race, of course. And
Of the season,
yeah,
at least.
yeah, of the season, yeah. And there are a few different cars the teams could choose. For example, you have Mercedes, and yeah, Vauxhall. Those are all front-wheel drive. What was the other one? An MG. And on the Civic, and of course the Subaru, but at the moment there's no Subaru in the field, so Subaru is the only one with rear-wheel drive, but that's always hard because it's really hard to get good lap times out of a rear-wheel drive, so compared to a front-wheel drive. So that's why almost everyone is racing a front-wheel drive.
As far as I know, some people are actually driving the Subaru, but in the first division, not in the second.
Yeah, in the first, yeah.
But the main advantage of rear-wheel drives is in bad weather, which, as you can see, we don't have this time, so... Yeah.
Just going to be sunny the whole race, all the 3 races, so yeah. One race is 30 minutes long, and after the race we have about 5 minutes break. And you have 3 races of 30 minutes, so yeah, it's going to be fun.
Quite a lot of racing today.
Yeah. A lot, yeah.
Will be hard to commentate through all that. First time commentating and that much comment. Well,
So
hopefully we will do at least a somewhat good job
yeah,
at it. So people are still setting their first laps in warm-up, which actually has already ended. So most of the leaders from practice aren't actually on top right now, which this view right here is not how the race will be starting. This is just times from the warm-up.
so
2 more cars to go in, and we will be going to the first race.
yeah,
At least after a short break, I think.
there have been a few driver changes. I'm not sure about every car, but I know a few. For example, me and Jan and me are racing for TCS, and Adrian is not racing for the season, so that's one.
Yeah,
And
that's teammate.
Filipakos has changed to downforce racing for the race because Jake Sanson could not attend.
Let me
So
show the grid how it was supposed to be.
yeah,
So, as far as I know, Burl Arctic Racing has a change where Peters is replaced by Davison, sorry, who's their replacement driver or reserve driver. And Frami Autosport right here, they haven't showed up at all, as far as I know, or did they in the end?
yeah,
So that's one whole team down. Then Schubert Motorsport. To be honest, I had a really busy day, so I had not updated that much. But I think they aren't racing either. And the last part of the grid is here.
okay. So
Anyway, let's switch back to the race view because Formation Lap has begun.
yep.
The race will
So
be
as you
going
can
on.
see, George is second. I expected him to be first because he had the fastest lap in practice, but Ross is first, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah. Who else is a surprise?
Christopher Larson. He had, I think, 5th fastest time in practice.
Yeah,
He's last. And starting
last.
from the garage, I
I
think.
don't think he did a time then. Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
had problems with
with setup.
his force feedback.
It was very much on the last moment because he was replacing Adrian Fiber, who has withdrawn.
Yeah,
But there is also Nate Lipson, who has been third fast.
yeah,
Sorry, everyone, just had an interruption. So Nate Lapson, who was, I think, second or third fastest, is starting from P15, so he might have a chance at points. Very big chance with his times, I would say.
yeah.
Other than that, let me look at practice times. Who did a really bad time compared to those?
Yeah.
Harry Graham has been third in practice and is fourth in the race, so that's not a surprise there.
Yeah.
But Tom Lamberts, he hasn't been exactly the fastest in practice in P10 there, but he is in P5 on the grid, so that's pretty big jump
Yeah.
for him. Other than that, Ruben van den Hudding. He might not have gotten that much running in practice, but in practice he was 16th and is on 6th place on the grid.
I've seen him a few times on the academy races. I think he has done about 3 or something like that. So, yeah.
But
he has some
the race
experience, but
will
yeah,
be
he's
starting.
basically a rookie. Sorry.
The lights are going out, and the first race of the season is underway right now. Really good start from Elliott there. And
crash in the
already
back.
a big crash, a really
Yeah.
big crash.
I think that's a fusion car. Yes, I think so. And also TCS car off.
Ruben.
That's Christopher.
No, that was starting from the pit lane. That was
so
Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben van der Hoening and Christopher Larsen, and then
those are in the back.
Few guys locking up there.
But pretty
a lot of bumping there.
That corner can be very tricky to get the braking point just right. If you brake just a meter too short, you get really poor exit. But if you brake just a bit too light, you go really wide. And believe me, there is a lot of space to go wide there.
Yeah. So Ryan Elliott gained the spot. So George Sutton has gone back to third. Basically a change in the top 3, and Ross is still in front.
So not much changed actually in the first lap.
No.
That's pretty unexpected. Very different to the open wheel series.
Academy. Yeah.
Like the Academy, which was earlier this week, which was really chaotic, especially on the first lap. And this is very special thing, because this is the first race in which we, apart from the Academy series, where we don't know anything about the drivers at all, because only 6 drivers on the grid right now have some previous experience in GPVWC.
Yeah.
And the rest are complete unknown, so we are looking forward to a great season of racing, hopefully. So far it looks really clean.
Yeah.
Ruben van den Hudding has already gained the place, so he has already come up to the back. Same for Christopher Larsen, who is losing about a second, 2 seconds actually, to him, and he has already overtaken Gerard van Vissen, who is replacing at the last moment. Downforce has one of their drivers away and he can't race, so Jaren is replacing him. He wasn't expecting to be anywhere near top. He's basically using this just as a practice. So let's go back to the title pole P1 fight. There is quite a sizable gap at the beginning, with Ryan Elliott already losing a second after 2 laps of Woodford, and George Sutton is losing almost 1.5 seconds on Elliott there. But the rest of the grid is very close. There was a car going wide, pushed wide. That was Team Aludis, pushed wide by Lazarus Flippicus. Is leading the best of the rest pack, you could say.
Yeah.
Because there is quite a big gap between the first 6, and then there is a big pack of P7 to almost P14 actually. Maybe P16 even. So we can expect to see quite a good racing there.
So who do you think are the top teams? I think Fusion is pretty fast, as expected, but yeah.
They have one of their drivers in the back, though it
Yeah, that's
was
true, but he
because
crashed.
of the
Yeah.
because of the collision.
Yeah.
But he didn't qualify all that well. Anyway, he was
Yeah.
only in P8, so they aren't the top team, but
No,
they
that's true.
definitely are up there.
There seems to be a big gap between the first drive and the second drive for every team actually. Basically, because only the team rookie monsters are together now.
Yep,
So
Richard Dempsey and Hugh North right in front of each other in
the rainbow
P8.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rainbow car, I like that name.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a lot of names for that car, and this one wasn't among them. I'll be honest with you. Not exactly a fan of that livery.
Oh, and by the way, you can't call Downforce Racing. Just call it the Golden Goose. Yeah.
Alright.
That's what he said. Yeah, really.
Heck, from P7 to P14, which we talked about, is still pretty close. This is looking to be close all race long, so we definitely will have something to watch. As the rookie monsters are battling hard for position right now, with one of them going wide. There might be a try for overtake. No. Not at the moment. So the only change in
Ross. Oh no. Wait. Yeah. Drop 3 is driving away by about 7/10 now. And Ross seems to be 1/10 slower in the last lap. But yeah, he has a pretty big gap, so well 6/10. Not a lot. Yeah.
So starting to lose, but very slowly. His lap times are actually pretty similar. So he might have made slight error somewhere.
We'll probably see some tire issues in the end of the race because of yeah, these tires are pretty insane actually. A lot of people don't really practice that much. I heard at least, and yeah, tires can be a really big issue with these cars. So
especially because of the track layout. Some of the long corners eat up tires like crazy. So when people were doing race simulations, some of them were getting almost 80% wear from 12 laps,
yeah,
which is really bad. So at the end of the race could be really interesting.
yeah, I think so. I think yeah, Ross is being overtaken now, so should focus to him, Jan. Ryan and Ross are battling.
There we are.
So probably Ross has some tire issues, or Ryan just, yeah, there's Ryan going to the inside. Nope.
This corner is really tricky to overtake. As I've said already, it's really tricky to get even when you're not trying to overtake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to overtake there myself, to be honest. But he tried it. Didn't go too well. He got the way blocked. Wasn't enough space to go through. But he sure will be trying again.
For sure. But he seems to kind of be overdriving his tires, but let's see.
We've had the first DNF of the race. Nathan Hammond has
That's
retired.
which team? The powered by RSR team. Okay.
Here he is in the pit lane.
Yeah. So
that's one contender off. Hopefully he will come back for next race. I don't
that's actually
see...
the teammate for Ryan Elliott he's in second. So yeah,
that will hurt the team in points.
yeah,
He has been losing a lot of positions. He has been off track at some point. I can't get the app to show me in a replay, but he has been off track and lost positions from P13.
okay,
So they would not have gotten points anyway, but it still isn't good.
yeah,
And here we have it. Ryan Elliott has overtaken Ross Woodford for the lead of the race.
yeah,
For now at least, because George Sutton has gained quite a lot of time from that scrap and is closing up to them really, really closely.
yeah.
The gap was almost 2 seconds just a lap ago and is basically nothing at the moment. But Harry Graham in 4th position is way behind them with almost 3 seconds losing, but it's still 4th position because Tom Lambert's behind him is losing another 3 seconds for flag to flag for Simracing. Then we have Sandra Palu in P6 and Lazarus Philippakis in P7. Racing for the Downforce Racing team, who of course were actually considered a big contender, but right now are sitting in P7 and P14 because of the crash Van Hedding had in the beginning, but he has already made up 9 places? No, 7 places so far.
Okay.
So great work from him. He has clean air right now. 4 seconds.
Nathan Hammond has rejoined the race, so that's
probably may have been
disconnected. Probably
disconnection, possibly. Yeah. But I don't.
He's not
think
driving.
He is going out again.
Yeah,
he's in the garage. We'll keep an eye on him for sure. But still not as bad for the team as they are leading the race. Nate Lupson has overtaken Timo Ludis for P9. It shows P10 on there. No idea why. Anyway, let's see the battle for the lead, which is still very close. But Ryan Elliott is already gaining on Ross Woodford, who is now losing... How much is that? Well, nothing it seems. Our overlay is not working very good.
No, ratio is also it's also not working. So
okay.
Correctly.
So Ross Woodford has made an error into turn 1, which allowed George Sutton to get a really good drive on him, and is trying to outbrake him into P2, into T2, turn 2, and has done it. So that's George Sutton into P2. That wasn't very easy to say. And he'll now try to chase down Elliott in P1, to which he is losing 1.5 seconds. Woodford is already falling behind a bit. I think he's struggling for the tires. He's sliding a lot. May have damaged his tires a bit too much while battling with Elliott, trying to keep the lead. He's sliding in almost every corner and has cut the corner very badly right now.
Yeah, I already saw he was dropping off, so his lap times are not as fast as in the first few laps. Yeah, his tires were just, yeah, you could see he was overdriving the car, so that's maybe lack of practice, maybe something with the setup, but you can see he's just drifting it into the corners, sort of. So yeah, cutting the corner everywhere. Why he's not getting a cut, I'm not sure.
Here Timo Ludis has gone a bit off track, but has overtaken Nate Lipson.
Kevin Peters is also stopped now, so.
Kevin Peters, who is from Birrell URT UK Racing.
Yeah.
He has been up there, I think. No, he hasn't been. Sorry for that, that wasn't very accurate.
Number 40 from Sudden is also gaining on Ryan. He's trying to do an alternative line now. So he's going to try to do something.
Really close fight for P1 still, even after 7 laps.
But Ross is out of the fight, as expected. And even Harry is now gaining on him, so I think he should pit. No, he could pit.
Yeah, sliding a lot, way more than Harry Graham.
Yeah, way more.
Cutting the corner once again. His tires are pretty much gone, I would say.
But Brian was also sliding, so I think he also has some tire problems now. So, yeah.
Here is Nate Lipson, but really close.
Sutton is now going to the outside. Okay. Let's see how this is going to turn out. So, squeezing.
Will he
and
try to switch back?
Yeah, but that's not really working.
Doesn't work out, gets closed. Doors.
I think Sutton is tried to play the smart game this time. So, let's see. Wow, that's a move. Ooh.
Gets closed the door once again.
He also needs to watch out for his tires still. Or he's really good in tire management and yeah. He can just push, but not sure. I don't think so. So
Sander Palu.
Go to the inside now. He's on the outside from the next corner. Going to trying to do switchback, but that's not possible there. So probably he's alternative line again.
Once again. He was way faster in that straight actually.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just
probably exit. So that could mean the fronts from yeah. How's it called? Ryan are just gone, and he can't really accelerate out of the corner the same as Sun can.
So it could just be the difference in setup. We don't know what they are running.
Probably,
so can't tell.
So that also reflects in the practice times. As you can see, Sudden just faster out of the exits.
Way faster. We are onto the last lap of the race.
Okay. So
to clarify, we have
chance for Sudden.
Yes, we have said that it's.
Oh, and he's past it. Wow, that was a nice pass.
That's
so let's see if
P1 holder of this race. Actually, that's really close fight then.
Maybe Richard Dempsey can do something still, and Peter Schulz. Oh, Timo Ludis, I think called. So he's fighting now. He was fighting at least.
Yes, those guys were way higher though. Timo Ludis was fighting for P8.
Yeah, I think he also has tire problems. That could be the issue.
Yeah, about a lap or two ago he started to drop really quickly, which helped the likes of Nate Lipson, who is now into P8. There's Richard Dempsey with the lights on. I wonder why. So, maybe bad vision. And there is Georgian Nadif in P9 for the Blue Team Racing. Unart for Team Rookie Monsters in P10. Peter Schultz
for also dropped. Oh no, Lubson. Lubson is still an 8th. That's nice.
We try not to be biased
Yeah, I know.
because he's
Still
our
watching it,
teammate.
so yeah.
Richard Dempsey, P7 and P6 here, Lazarus Filippakis.
Yeah,
Pretty good
Lazarus
call.
also seems to be sliding a bit, so maybe also has problems, but not as bad as Ross, because Ross is just... Okay, yeah, finished. Nice.
Too
Finished
fast for
this.
me, I
Yeah.
still have to get used to it. Sorry for missing the finish, but it's George Sutton.
George Sutton has won this race.
His first race
Great
in,
race. Yeah.
in this season.
So
Ryan Elliott gets the second place. Harry Graham gets the third. Tom Lombard gets fourth. Ross Woodford actually falls down to fifth place from pole position. Lazarus Filippakis in sixth place. Nate Lipson in P7 after starting P15. That's the only starting position I remember, sorry guys. Richard Dempsey in P8 for Team Rookie Monsters. Georgi Nedev in P9.
So we have a team owner in voice. It's Carter.
Oh.
Hello,
our
everybody.
team, TCS off.
TCS off. Team owner.
Yeah.
So,
hello, everybody. Yeah.
Hello.
That was
How
a
did
good
you think
race.
the race go? Yeah. Nice.
It was a pretty good race. Having one guy start from the pit lane, which was not his own fault. His wheel would not connect to Rfactor.
Yeah.
He brought it home in 17th, and then amazing job from Nate to go from 15th up to 7th in that short race. That race was full of action.
It sure was. We've been trying to watch him, though not too much. He has got a great battle with these guys. I can't read the team name actually. Sorry for that. V2TE. I don't know what that stands for.
So what happened to Adrian Carter?
Adrian, he didn't have enough time to practice for ITC, and due to personal reasons, he chose that he was going to drop out of the ITC season. And so Christopher will be running the whole season for the team, which is good. And of course Nate as well, keeping his seat. So it should be a good season.
It sure is looking like that, thanks to the first result, which wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Though the teams didn't know what to expect because basically everyone's new. I think there was 5 people who have taken part in the Academy series before. You have even driven a few races in Formula Challenge. We had 2 people on the grid who have driven in Super League, but a long time ago and never really got good results. But it's a Super League entry anyway. So even though this is Division 2 of the Cup, it's really packed with good drivers, I would say. And the battle for P1 that we had this race just proves that. 3 holders of the first position in a 12-lap race. That's great.
Yeah. So Fusion Racing has won with George Sutton.
Let's see if...
Pretty awesome race for him. We expected it basically because he was the fastest in practice. So he has done a lot of practice. So that turns out to be a pretty good choice. And yeah, he wins the first race.
So after going through the results quickly, I think Team Rookie Monsters were the most consistent team, actually. They have finished P10 and P8, so both of them in points, which none other team has managed to do.
So I've got a few words from Jack Sharman, the owner from Fusion Racing. He says, "I'm over the moon. Can't believe we are where we are. George did a fantastic race, and he played an amazing P1 in our first race. Unlucky for Ruben though, crashed out during the start. Did an amazing job to get to P12. So, pretty nice to have. So he's pretty happy, basically.
I can imagine if
Yeah,
Ruben wasn't pushed out in the beginning, I think he could have been fighting for the podium. No problem there, thanks
yeah.
to the incredible pace he has had. So, the second race is getting prepared. Survey is restarting right now, so it should be underway in a few minutes. And we will take a break until the race starts because I'm really exhausted.
Yeah. So, see you in a minute. Bye.
See you in a minute. live.
So, we're going to prepare for the second race now. So, warm-up is almost done.
The grid has been slightly changed, and there the penalties have been applied. Not penalties for cutting corners or anything like that. Penalties for finishing in good positions, which are down to closing up the field a bit. The first position gets 75 kilos of weight as a penalty for the next race. So in theory, they should be maybe not way slower, but at least somewhat slower than the first race. So we could see a different, very different result this time. So, the grid is still not taken care of, and I'm not sure how it will work if there is going to be a reverse grid. I think you were looking that up.
No, yeah, exactly. Race 1, the race 1 finishing order is just going to be the race 2 starting grid. It should be, basically.
Okay.
I don't think it is at the moment. And then for the race 2, the results from this race is going to be this reverse grid for race 3. So then top 10, top 10 to 15 are going to be reversed. So top 10 is going to stay the same still. So if you finish first, you just get a weight penalty, and that's it.
That's
you will start from first. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
But one other big thing. You have heard Carter after the first race. He was talking to us about the TCSF racing team and how they have done. And we have decided to keep him here just as
a co-commentator.
Talk to us, basically. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I'll try my best. It should be exciting.
Hopefully it is.
Exciting.
Yes.
Well, if the racing isn't exciting, which it is, then we have to be. So yeah.
But the entire thing made it pretty interesting because you could clearly see who was overdriving the car and eventually dropping off. So yeah, I think we will see something like that for this race also. But we will see. I think it's the weight the weight penalties will make it interesting, of course. But yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Another factor that could change it up quite a bit is that the drivers have free choice of tires for the second race.
Yeah.
So they already have the experience from the first one, and they might change their strategy for this one. Maybe to soft, maybe try stopping ones even. That could be interesting. Do you guys think that's a viable strategy in such a short race?
Maybe softs, but it seems to be the tire drop-off seemed to be pretty extreme soft, so I don't know if that's a good strategy. I think a medium should still be this, so no stops should still be preferable, but yeah, I think a 2-stop will change it up a bit, so maybe it's a good alternative strategy. So we'll see. Yeah. How about you, Carter?
I think mediums have to be the way to go. The softs, from my testing, they just wear out way too quickly to last even 12 laps. So it should be mediums. That would be probably the best.
Yeah.
Here we have the cars on the grid, ready for the formation lap. So, as we said, George Sutton is starting from the pole position for this one with the weight penalty applied. of 75 kilos. Then is Ryan Elliott. Then Harry Graham. Tom Lombard in P4. Ross Woodford, who has started on pole position in the first race, is in P5, thanks to the tires dropping off completely near the end of the race. So he has missed out on a lot of points, just because the top guys did a better job at managing their tires, which seems to be the key thing, in at least on this track,
Circuit. Yeah.
the circuit. But from what I've heard drivers talk about, the next one, which is the Le Mans Bugatti track, Bugatti layout, that one has few very hungry corners as well.
Yeah.
So it will be very much a deciding factor there as well. I
Yeah.
haven't driven on that one myself, so can't tell.
Yeah, I have driven it, but I'm not sure if it's really that hard on tires. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I thought it was mediocre tire.
Okay, so then we have
Not
in
sure,
P6 is Lazarus Philippekas for Downforce Racing.
Driving
Then-
with a controller. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's driving with the controller.
Okay,
So,
that's unexpected to
yeah.
say the least.
He's always the guy that starts from the back in academy races and just tries to get up because he thinks that's fun. And it's pretty
Okay.
insane how he drives with the controller. Yeah.
Then in P7 is Nate Lupson. P8, Richard Dempsey. Team Rookie Monsters did a great job in the first race, both getting into the top 10. The only team that managed that. George Inadev for Go Team Racing in P9. P North, the other Team Rookie Monsters car in P10. Peter Schultz in P11. Ruben van Hedding, the other Fusion car, from which the first one is on the pole position right now, in P12. P13, Tim Oladis. Miguel de los Rios is in P14. P15, Sander Palu. Oliver Silva in P16. Christopher Larson in P17. Dylan Canton
Okay.
in P18. Green
Lineup.
Hitler in P19. Jeremy
And the lights are off for the
Ah,
second
ah.
race. There they go. So, George. Best car. Great from him. So,
yeah, thanks. Left. Okay. Ryan Elliott is in P1. Tall. Yeah, it's fine now.
nice.
Ryan Elliott in P1 stole the first position from George Sutton,
Oh,
who has just been
Nave on the
done
inside.
by
Nave
Lipson.
2 seconds.
So here we can see the rate penalties making quite a lot of difference. Nate Lipson has already made up 5 places in the first corner.
Good job. Yeah. He doesn't have the weight penalty George has, so yeah.
It's
That's
way lower, but also has some weight penalty.
yeah.
There we have a crash. Dylan Canton has tapped one of the
Yeah.
Vanderbilt cars. Kevin Peters, I think that was. No. Who was that?
They both drive away with.
Yes, both right away. I couldn't find who it was though, so we were back to the fight in front. There's a 3 wide on the first straight.
Ryan set the fastest lap now, so that's pretty, yeah. He's at a 144, and then Nathan is running a 145. So, yeah, Ryan is, yeah, driving away, but We still need to see how his tires are going to last, because in the first race his tires were just bad. But he is racing softs, so that's interesting, because Nathan is running mediums. So
We might
that's
see strategy
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, and then George and Tom have are also on softs, so that's also interesting. And then yeah, it's basically 50-50 on softs. One is on, what is that? Are those wets? Orange tires.
That might be a bug there. Anyway,
Yeah,
Timo
basically.
was in P7, and I think he started outside P10, so that's another example of the weight penalty making a huge difference.
Yeah.
Then Lazarus Philippakis in P8. He stayed at the same position, more or less. North in P9, he has gained one position, but I don't see the other Team Rookie Monsters car. Let me take a look where he is.
Nathan's at the fastest lap now on mediums, and no Tom Lambert in 4th position set the fastest lap with a 1:36.5.
Another crash.
Crash where?
Right after me, but it was in the first corner.
Okay.
Timo Ludis was involved. We dropped into P13, and Harry Graham.
Rink Hoekstra has stopped. Yeah. Interesting also. That's the...
He's in pits, so probably damage, I would imagine. But Christopher Larson has benefited from that crash by a lot, by going up to 12th place from...
Wow, crash. Sander Poulou. I think, no, it's... Kevin Peters has spun off in the rear, in the back of the grid, so...
I saw it on the stream, actually.
Nice. Good job.
One thing that I would want to ask Carter, do you, any chance you have information for the drivers how bad the tire wear was in the first race?
I did not receive any information about the tires in the small gap that we had. No, I just let them focus on what they're doing and trying to get good results. But from practice, knowing that if some guys are on the softs, their tires are not going to last till the end unless they do some hardcore tire saving. It's a gamble to go on the softs. Last race, I think, as you saw, most guys ran out of their tires, and most of them were on the mediums, I believe. But that allowed people to gain positions that were able to manage their tires better. But as for wear percentages, I did not receive anything other than Nate averaged probably about 5% a lap would be a guess of mine.
That's quite a lot then.
Yeah.
So Tom is on the rear of George now. So, yeah. Interesting.
Battle for podium right there, with a long train of cars behind them.
They're
Feels
both on the softs.
really close. As far as I see, Dylan Kenton, who is in P20 right now, to be fair, but he is on the hard tires. So he might be trying some kind of a strategy gamble to have the tires stay usable for longer and trying to overtake them.
So,
I did not realize there were a hard tire option.
yeah.
I don't
think
believe
so.
there is.
No.
Yeah. I think it must be a bug then.
Yeah.
We can see
Let's
it
see.
on the
Yeah,
overlay.
I can see it on the stream.
I'm not sure what tire that is.
No, it's not a bug. Well, it's softs, I think. Let's see. It's Dylan Kenton, so he's really slow, so it would make sense actually.
So maybe there actually are hearts. We'll have to look into that.
No, he's running mediums.
Okay.
So I think, yeah.
Vilmor has said the fastest first sector last lap, going purple. So he might be one to watch out for. He's in the middle of a fight.
interesting. The highest top speed is from Peter Schulze. He has 225 kilometers an hour, and the top guys have 220 about. Yeah. You can see in the timing, Jan, George just has better exits in the last corner because his top speed is 3 kilometers an hour better. So
That doesn't
that's
sound
probably why
as
he.
big, but it can make a huge difference on
Yeah.
straight like that. But Tom Lombard is holding the fastest lap at the moment by almost half a second.
Nave seems to be dropping off now. He does a 1:38, and yeah, Ryan is doing a 1:37.7, actually the same as George. So
But for George, it's the first. It's his fastest lap. But for Ryan Elliott, it's not his fastest. He's dropping down on speeds. And now Nathan isn't actually dropping away. He has matched Elliott's lap time in the last one. We are right now halfway through the race. Elliott in first place after overtaking George Sutton for the lead in the first corner. Nathan Lupson is in P2 after gaining a lot of positions in the first lap. Actually,
there are a lot of cars now behind Tom, so you should focus to that now.
Okay, let's go there. But then we have George Sutton in P3, and here we are looking at Tom Lombard in P4.
There's a battle going on for 10th right now, with about 5 cars. Leading that group is Oliver Silva.
There's a lot of battles. Too much to focus on.
But hard fight with Tom and you. Lazarus went off track for a minute.
Tom Lombard has lost position.
Oh, that was you. He went off track and almost lost the car, but he managed to keep it in. Now Miguel on the inside, but he doesn't manage to pass him.
Harry Graham is struggling for tires a lot. But he's on the mediums, so he shouldn't be, in theory.
Jules on the inside. Wow, that's not working. Okay. Harry Graham going wide a bit, and now 3 wide.
3 wide on the main straight.
Over the straight. Wow, that's first for this season. Okay.
I think that's second, actually. I think I saw
Second.
one.
Oh yeah, start. Oh, crash. Ooh, that was close.
That was really close.
Yeah.
But Graham is the one that lost from that battle. He's losing very much.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, and Vanden Hooding is off. Vanden Hooding is off.
There he is.
He has dropped down to 12th.
Wow, this is a nice race, guys.
Very unfortunate for him.
Yep.
He actually joined right in front of the battle.
Peter on the inside again. Bit of bumping now.
He gets the
George
job done.
George Sutton has closed right onto the back of Nate Lupson.
So let's take a look there. Nate has quite sizable gap in front of him, 2 seconds almost.
I wonder if he's just managing his tires.
Yeah.
Maybe, but he is on the mediums, so we don't know the tire degradation rates at the moment.
George seems to be gaining a lot on Lupson, so about half a second a lap. So he's probably going to pass him. That's going to be interesting one to look for.
George has actually set his fastest lap of the race in the last one, but has drifted through the first turn, so that definitely lost him some time.
And Nate ran wide, so both equal on mistakes so far.
Yeah, but Ryan is going to win this, so
Ryan is running away with it unless he has some major tire issues right at the end. And George closes right on the back, and he looks up the inside, but decides better not to overtake at that corner.
smart.
Yep.
So, Team Rookie Monsters who have done very well in the first race. Here they are in 7th place with Hugh North, but very much behind their second driver, Richard Dempsey, who is in 17th. But fighting with Timo Ludus, Harry Graham and Sandra Palu for 14th, 15th and 16th. So they might be getting, and there is a crash. Harry Graham and Timo Ludus are in the barriers, but though both are driving, but Harry Graham has tried to run Timo off the track, it seems. He went right into the barriers, but is going on. So
George Sutton has the weight penalty, the highest weight penalty, so that's why.
but
Yeah, he can't.
Harry Graham is out of the race, which
That's a shame.
both
Yeah, that's a
both
shame.
Birrell Art UK series racing cars are out of the race. So that's a shame for them.
So the fight for
P2 and P3.
maybe no P15 and
Oh, yeah,
P16
that one.
is just that gap is too big. So basically, top 10 to 15 are going to be a reverse grid for the next race.
There
So,
looks to be
yeah.
a great battle for 10th position,
Oh, 10.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
at that one right now.
including 4 cars.
Everyone is checking up behind Christopher Larson in a TCS off car, and he's getting a bump from behind from Ruben.
There were some lockups into the last corner, so might have been.
So
And Ruben looking up the
Ruben
inside.
on the inside, and he's passed probably. Wow.
He's got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh.
Outside
Oh, no, he
now.
doesn't. Keeping
He's
it.
sticking. He's sticking.
Oh, onto the
Off
grass.
track. And he's not. Wow. And that's not a good call.
This
Wow.
one-
What a move. What a move. That was really nice. He's now
That-
passed. So is Christopher going to counter? No, he doesn't have the speed.
And another DNF is Timo Ludus retires his car.
Yeah.
He was involved in the crash, actually 2 crashes on the same straight with Harry Graham, so doesn't really surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah. But Nave seems to be in a pretty good position now because
Oh, contact.
Yeah.
As Peter Schultz goes up the inside, and
Re-wide in the turn.
wow, pretty wide. That's not a good
Ruben
corner to go
loses
three wide.
massively
Wow.
from that. Whoa,
Car gone. That's
Ruben the biggest loser. Well, no, that would be
Georgian Nadev
yeah,
Jordan
Georgia
Nadev,
Nadev,
yeah.
the biggest loser from that.
has lost 4 positions, almost. And somehow
so
Ruben
this
has
means
stayed in front.
yeah, it doesn't mean anything because Jeroen is still 6 seconds off from Georgie Nadev. So the reverse grid is now basically locked.
Hugh North has got up into P6, overtaking Miguel de los Rios.
Nave is still holding on to the position. Pretty good.
They run different lines to that chicane there, the last.
That's that's
Oh,
also
yeah.
probably why George can have such a good exit all the time.
There are very sizable gaps in the top 5, almost. The lowest being
George Sutton.
George to Nathan, which is just about half a second, with Nate losing 2 seconds to Elliot, who is getting better, worse times because of the tires, I assume, because he is on softs, while Nate is on the mediums. His last lap was half a second slower than Nate, but the first sector was pretty much the same for both of them. So this will be a very close fight indeed. let's take a look here.
Okay, bump from behind from Sutton against Lapsen. I think Lapsen, yeah?
He is
Nate.
very close.
Yeah, Lapsen. Okay, on the inside, a little bump. But
It's like
Nate still can keep on. Yeah. Number 40 against the 55.
George has way higher weight penalties, so he is in theory way faster than Nathan. Nathan is holding him off just thanks to.
It seems Ryan Elliott in first is now dropping off, but I don't think it matters that much because he has 2 seconds gap.
I think
behind
he
him.
won comfortably.
His lap that last lap was
139.
Yeah, 139.
But
1 second slower, so maybe
actually not.
there is
Nathan
a chance.
was almost 130.
No, okay, no. Nathan is also doing 139, so that's not an option. Yeah.
92% complete of this race. It's been a good one so far.
Yeah.
So try to look at the inside.
Last lap, so let's watch the fights now.
Nathan
Are you watching second, third fight?
Looks like Ryan Elliott has fallen back a tiny bit. In not too much. The real battle for the top guys, and George dives up the inside and there's contact.
But Nathan does stay in front.
Yep, that's good. Hopefully not too much damage on that car.
But there is another close battle in the 7th, 6th and 5th position with Lazarus Philippakis, U North and Miguel Dos Rios.
Downforce against Team Rookie and Shift Gear. So, it's interesting. Trying to go on the inside, but no.
The gap to Ryan Elliott has closed to just 7/10 of a second. Is he struggling for tires?
Yeah, he is probably, but he can also just try to save now. He's on the finish line, so he's won. So
here we have our finishers, and it was
but behind
close.
that, Youth didn't manage, Miko didn't.
Oh, and
Peter nothing. Okay.
So that's the end of the second race.
That was a good race.
Yeah, pretty good race.
Carson, do you want to read the finishing positions this time?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So first, Ryan Elliott from Powered by RSR in a Vauxhall Astra. So after that, Nathan Lapsen from TCS of Racing. Pretty good result. What do you think, Carter?
It was a great result. He started 7th, I believe, and managed to get up to first in the first few corners of the track, or not first, gained many positions up to second on that first lap, and then just managed it from there.
Yeah. Great race. Yeah. So, if you didn't know, Carter is the team owner from TCS off, so that's why. And then George Sutton from Fusion Racing in the Honda Civic. He was 3rd. Then 4th, Ross Woodford from Shift Gear Racing in a Honda Civic. Then Lazarus Philippakis in 5th with Downforce Racing. A last minute change. He was first going to drive for a different team. But last minute he changed to Downforce. So pretty good drive from him. In the Mercedes. And then Youth North with Team Rookie Monsters in 6th. Pretty good result. Then Miko de las Rios in Shift Gear with Shift Gear Racing. He had a gap of 6 seconds to the leader. Then in 8th, Tom Lombard with Flag to Flag Racing. And then Oliver Silva in 9th. Peter Schulz in 10th. Then Ruben van den Hudding. Ja, I can also say it in Dutch, but okay. And then Christopher Larsen is racing for TCS off, 12th. Then 13th, Richard Dempsey with Team Rookie Monsters. Then 14th, Sander Palou with WT2TA Racing. Then 15th, Georgie Nadev, Go Team Racing. And then 16th, Jeroen van Wisse, Downforce Racing. And then 17th, with Team GT Hub, Dylan Kenton. Then the DNFs, so those are Timo Ludis and from WT2TE Racing, and two guys from BRL Art UK. So, yeah, was the last Rien Hoekstra was the last one. The father from Wopke Hoekstra. Yeah.
Someone has access to more information than us, it seems, has told us on the Discord that the maximum weight penalty of 75 kilos generally makes a difference of about 2 to 3 tenths a lap.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's a lot actually. Yeah. So how much do these cars weigh? For example, the Civic, how much does it weigh?
I have no idea.
Is there another practice session? Or no, never mind.
There is just a 5-minute warm-up
break. Yeah.
Break for the drivers to calm down a bit.
So
anyway, I've been looking at lap times during the race. They have been steadily going up. About a tenth or so each lap was faster until the last one for most people, which was over 10 seconds slower.
Yeah.
Which is very surprising to me. 10 seconds, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time.
That's almost 10% of the lap time. Each lap.
That's just lifting on the straight, basically. Yeah.
And that's just how badly the tires dropped off in the last lap. Just one lap. So, yeah, the drop off is really bad.
Yeah, it's insane.
So, huge kudos to drivers, because I probably wouldn't stay on the track with that. Yeah. I wouldn't for sure.
So.
And it looks to be, with the reverse grid, that Christopher Larson will be starting on pole.
Oh, really?
Yes, he finished down in 12th, and
that's not true, probably, but it's reverse grid with the top 10 to 15, so 15 starting 10th, probably, I think.
Well, the race director, Tom, has said that Chris is starting pole, so we shall see once once it's off, and
that should be interesting. Yeah, let's see. That's probably my mistake then.
And just to confirm, it is top 15 that get points, correct?
I think top 10.
Top 10?
I think so, but I'm not sure. I will take a look. Wait.
We really appreciate it.
So, yeah, let's take a look. Give me a minute and.
So the tires weren't dropping off the whole race enough to slow the people down, because they have been losing weight thanks to burning fuel. So the lap times were going down, but we can't tell just how much it was bad at the end.
Let's turn off the mics for a minute, just to have a break, and yeah,
we will be back.
We'll be back in a minute. Yeah.
Few minutes.
Okay. See you in a minute. Bye.
Hello guys, we are back. Sorry for the delay. Let me switch that to the proper screen once again. Sorry for that.
And formation lap is underway. Christopher Larson gets the lucky draw of getting pole from the reverse grid, followed by Ruben van den Hudding. Peter Schulz, 3rd. Oliver Silva, 4th. Tom Lomberts, 5th. Miguel de los Rios, 6th. Hugh North in 7th. Lazaros Filipakos, 8th. Ross Woodford, 9th. George Sutton, P3 last race, starting 10th. Nate Lupson, starting P11, finished P2 last race. Ryan Elliott with the win, starting 12th. Then Richard Dempsey, Sander Palou, Georgi Nadev, Jeroen van Wissen lines up in 16th. Dylan Canton, 17th. Timo Ludus, 18th. 19th for Harry Graham. 20th for Kevin Peters. Rank Hoekstra in 21st. And rounding off the grid would be Nathan Hammond in 22nd.
It's Jeroen van Wissen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Dutch.
Yes.
So.
This should be another good race.
This will be really interesting to see what happens with the reversed grid and the weight penalties.
So do we have the results from previous races? Because then we can check the championship points. That should be interesting.
Currently, I'd have to say that George Sutton is winning the drivers. I'd probably guess. Ryan Elliott, where did he finish in the first race?
First. No, not first.
Second.
He dropped off in the end.
Okay.
Second or third.
Yeah. As the drivers are lining up on the grid after the formation lap. Tires. What are we looking at?
So
How are
I'm
we
back in
looking
a
for
minute.
tires? Okay.
Yeah.
More people on mediums than on softs, which is different than in the second race. But
That's
the
what I
lights
would be expecting.
lights are going on
and
off right now.
Oh, massively poor start for Christopher Larson. I think he started to jump it and then had to back off and stop again. So he loses
2 positions.
two places into the first corner.
Which is not as bad as one would have thought.
Oh, contact!
Contact
On the
with...
grass, on the grass.
Oh, more contact! Oh, a big crash!
Wow.
Big crash there.
2 cars off, maybe 3, 2,
4, actually, I would say.
4.
A lot of cars off.
Yeah.
And a great start from Nate Lupson, already up to 5th. Holy.
So that's DCF of racing right there. P4 and P5.
A shocker of a start from Chris Larson, though. It'll be interesting to see if he got any sort of penalty. It looked like he kind of jumped the start a tiny bit. It'll really depend on if he came to a stop and then started again, which I think he did. But so far looking good. Ruben van den Hudding out in the lead. I've been unlucky 2 races.
Yes.
Been unlucky for the last 2 races, being involved in some collisions. One at the start of the first race and then around the middle of the second race. But it looks like he's out here to control this race.
Pretty much certain he will be getting the win.
Lazarus trying to move up the inside of Nate Lupson, and nope, does not make it stick. This first corner, likely a lunge coming. And it looks as nope, he was not close enough.
A lot of people battling into turn 1.
Turn 1's a great it's an okay overtaking place actually. Not the greatest because it's a long corner.
But
not a
that
lot of
doesn't
braking.
prevent 3 lights inside the corner to happen. We've seen multiple of them this day already. So we may see even more.
So who won the first race, by the way? Because
that would be
George
Sutton.
Sutton.
Waste
yeah, that's then this one's wrong.
21. right now.
Because it says it's Harry Graham, but that's not correct. I
Yeah,
think.
it's messed up a bit. I think Harry Graham was involved in an incident in the first race.
I'm
But
sorry
Yeah, George
about
Sutton was not 12.
the
It
overlay
became
right now.
impossible.
It's not working properly, it looks like. So, no, that's different. I'll just disable it so it doesn't confuse people. We will have to tell you the positions a bit more often, it seems.
I'm going to try to see the points, but it seems race view is a bit broken.
But
where's George Sutton? George Sutton's 21st.
Wow, did he crash?
He must have been involved in that incident. Yeah.
He was in few of them actually, I think. Then also Hugh North, right in front of him, in 20th. Here we have it. He also had pretty bad first lap. But one who benefited from it somewhat is, I don't know how to pronounce that, Rank Extra?
Rank Extra. Yeah.
He gained 2 places from that. He's in P19 from P21.
The flag to flag. Yeah, the flag to flag guys have gotten a good start running second and third.
Yeah.
There we have a fight for P7 with Richard Dempsey and Lazarus Filippakis.
We have 3 Honda Civics in front, and behind that 3 Vauxhall Astras, or Opel, how you want to call it. Pretty, yeah.
Ryan Elliott making his way through the field. Of course, he has a weight penalty, I believe.
But he has gained quite a lot of places. He has 75 kilos of penalty weight added, which makes up for about 3/10 each lap, as we've been told.
Yep.
And he has gained quite a lot of positions from starting 12th and being in P6 right now, right behind the 2 TCSF guys in P4 and P5. Being trailed by the gamepad guy himself, Lazarus Filippakis.
Yep.
Richard Dempsey holding off a huge train of cars, including Georgi Nedev, Harry Graham, and Timo Lodis, who is right behind Harry Graham, might try to lunge him into the next corner.
Ryan Elliott looking for the cutback.
Doesn't get it.
And yeah,
Fighting with Nathan Wilson right now.
That's giving Christopher Larson some good breathing room, along with Tom Lomberts.
But it's also allowing the guys behind them to close up. And allowing even P10, I would say, to fight for top 5 finish at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, mistake from Ryan Elliott, and Lazarus is up his inside. But no move done.
Lazarus had pretty good results actually. He had 2 5th positions. So, 2 top 6. Sorry. So, that's pretty good. Last minute change. So yeah, it's interesting. He was first going to drive for, how was the team called? Last minute he stopped. Was 4.
Anyway, here we are looking at...
Frami Outsport, sorry. Frami.
Here we are looking at Ruben van den Hudding, who is in P1, being trailed by Peter Schultz, who is losing... I can't tell because the overlay isn't working, but I would say about a second and a half.
I think race view is stopped because I can't find it.
Yeah, race view has quit working.
Then Tom Lombards.
That's nice.
For Flag to Flag Racing, who have 2 cars on the podium in this race.
Yep.
Who is also about a second and a half behind Peter Schultz. And then about the same gap is Christopher Larson,
mistake from someone.
the
Downforce
car.
racing car. I think. Yeah, Lazarus Filipakos, I believe.
He has lost.
11th.
He has dropped to 11th.
How is he driving with control? It's still pretty insane.
Yeah.
By
There's
the way,
been
nice
it's-
car.
Yeah.
Downforce.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
Go on, go on.
It seems as if there's a pretty even gap between everybody. 1.7 from Ruben to Peter, and then another second back is Tom, and then another second back is Christopher Larson. So field's starting to spread out a bit at the front. Maybe people just saving tires. We'll see.
From what I can tell, Ruben is running way lower downforce because he is way faster in the last sector, which
Yeah.
composes of two pretty big straights. He usually cools off really fast on those.
Yeah, it was the same for George Sutton, but yeah,
He's
now
I don't-
back.
T20, so
Yeah.
here we have him.
I don't believe you can run any less downforce than 1-1 wings. The max you can do is 1-3. Of course, 3 being overkill, not needed. Yeah, most guys will be running 1-1 wings. So I don't think it's down to downforce. I think it must be gearing ratios or just maybe not as much weight addition.
Yeah. So
But Ryan Elliott right on the back of Nate now.
yeah. How did Christopher Larson finish in the first 2 races?
First race he finished 17th, and second race he finished 12th, I believe.
Yeah, so he's improving.
Yes, he is.
He's now in front of Nathan.
Yep.
So
Started
That's
pole, so that was helpful. Better than
Yeah.
the pit lane, that's for sure.
yeah. But he's keeping on to his position, so that's nice.
Yep.
Good
And
job from him.
yep. What position did Nate start in? I think it wasn't super high up, was it? It was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Once again, I want to repeat, we are missing the live overlay because the website that provides it to us doesn't work at the moment. So we
Just
are
turn it
sorry,
off.
sorry about that. They are trying to sort it out, but I'm afraid it won't
Ryan
be
Elliott.
time.
Yeah, Ryan Elliott. Oh, contact with Dempsey. Elliott and Dempsey have a bit of a tap going into that corner, giving Nate a bit of breathing room.
We still have here the first 6 places, 5 places, very symmetrical, you could say, with
Yep.
being in P1. Then
George
one,
Sutton still in 19th. Well, gained 2 places from 21st. So he's still pushing. We'll see if he can make his way through the field and up into the points. Other people that are down the order, Hugh North, we saw him up there, top 10s,
yeah, he
first 2 races. I
He
think he was
was-
involved in the collision.
yeah, the same one as George Sutton. They dropped basically to the same place, I think.
And the-
so he's going better than
Yeah.
Sutton.
And the race 1 pole setter, Ross Woodford, is still in 12th. Not sure where he started, but he's looking to make up some places, trying to pass Lazarus Filipakos on this main straight.
So, as I've said before in the stream, Ruben van den Hudding has raced before in academy races. He has done 3 or something like that, so basically the whole season. And yeah, he's basically a rookie, so interested to see him in first. And yeah, I have
And-
some info about the drivers.
Yeah. Ruben, also, he is a Red Bull Street Fighter Racing Systems junior driver, as of pretty recently. So he's looking to get some good results and prove that he one day could become a Super League driver.
Yeah. So,
There is actually a lot of fighting around the P8 to P14. There are two groups of cars, P11 to P14 and P7 to P10.
so Peter Schultz, the second, is actually racing, actually reserved in Super League. So, yeah, he's basically up there.
That's good to know. That means that he's rightfully
Yeah.
up there. Though, from personal experience, those cars are nothing like the open wheelers.
Yeah, he
we've
also
missed,
raced in Super Cup. So.
We've missed an overtake. Ryan Elliott was overtaken by Richard Dempsey, and Dempsey's looking to overtake Lupson right into this corner, and a bit of contact. Hopefully, no. Oh, and Nate's around. Nate's around.
That might be a penalty for either one of them. Because
Nate's dropped down to 14th place.
That's
disaster.
Disaster. Christopher is still in P4, though that's not what TCSF were looking for. They were going for 4th and 5th place finish, which now has been ruined. I imagine that Nate also has quite a lot of damage from that, since he was getting pushed by whoever that was.
You'd have to think, yeah.
Dempsey.
It looked kind of like a racing incident to me. Just looked like a bit of a wider line than needed taken by Dempsey. Maybe not enough room given by Nate. It'll be interesting to see what the race directors decide from that collision.
So Tom Lomberts in third is a pretty interesting story. He is basically a rookie to GPVWC, but he has done one Formula Challenge race, and he got a podium on his debut. So he's pretty fast. He's short in open wheelers, but that doesn't mean anything for touring cars, at least. But he's pretty fast on the track today, so that's kind of translates for him.
He's slowly losing from Peter Schultz though, which might be expected. I think he is on different tires. Let me check that. Let's see. Tom
looks to be on the softs based on.
The overlay says it doesn't work, the overlay, but I still have cached data from when it worked, and it says he's on the mediums while Peter is on softs. So we might see a drop-off from Peter Schultz there to
What
allow...
about Christopher Larson? What tires is he on?
He's on
he
the
could
mediums.
Come into play. Yeah, he could come into play
If
there is a collision. Elliot and Georgi Nadev having a good old scrap.
Let's take a look at that one then. Elliot having way better exit from corner, and Raider complex. It's really hard to overtake there. You have to take the apex very closely to get somewhat good exit from the corner. So there isn't basically any space to overtake in there. And you could overtake, but you will lose all your momentum and you just get overtaken right away.
Nate Lupson, update on him after the collision. He's still 14th, but he's closed up onto the back of Timo Ludus, looking up the inside around corner 1.
So does Nathan have any experience in GPVWC or not?
Not in GPVWC. I believe he's new to that series, along with Christopher. New to this league, along with Christopher.
Yeah.
Nate's done VEC stuff in the past.
Ryan
That's
has
been his main
Joshi, by the
focus.
way. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So Nate's done VEC mainly. He's done 2 seasons with GNS Endurance. He's done others with Doug Henson Racing, I believe, and been very consistent and good there. Christopher, he normally races on project cars too, actually.
Wow.
But he's transferred over to Rfactor really well, as you can see based on his 4th position currently.
Yeah.
So both guys new to the league, along with some others in this field, I believe.
Yeah.
Pretty much
I've,
the
believed
whole
you.
field, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
14 people there are new,
Yeah.
maybe more.
In I will take a look in the top 10. Ryan Elliott first.
From the shot there, you could have seen how spread out the top guys are.
So, Ryan Elliott, he raced in karts in real life for 5 years in a British Championship level, and he did sim racing as a hobby. He has won a lot of races in other leagues, and he uses Thrustmaster, so that's the same as I use now. And yeah.
Are we on the last lap here, or is there one to go after this?
I am not sure, to be honest, but from the time, it seems to be the last lap, to be honest. Because the overlay is not working, I don't have the precise information. Sorry about that. Tail not up.
So normally Luke Browning should be racing for Downforce, but he's not racing today because he has, in real life, he has
Recording event.
Ginetta,
Ginetta.
I think Ginetta, yeah, a junior race, yeah, and it's on Knockhill, so that's pretty, pretty important for him. So
Yeah.
no idea why GPVWC is not so important for him, but
Yeah.
Just to update on the race, Peter Schultz is closing in on Ruben van Hudding.
I don't believe it's going to be enough, if this is the last lap. Yep.
It is. You have finished, so it's Ruben van Hudding
Ruben in first.
wants
Okay,
the
and
3rd
then
race.
that's a good race for him.
Schultz in
Insane, yeah.
P2.
Christopher in
Lombard.
4th. So
That's a great finishing position for flag-to-flag racing. Double podium there. Congratulations to them. Christopher Larson,
yeah,
P4.
go on. Sorry.
Georgi Nadev in P5. Harry Graham in P6. That was pretty good recovery from him. I think he started way lower than that. Ryan Elliott in 7th place. Russ Woodforth in 8th. Richard Dempsey in 9th. Lazarus Philippakis after few mistakes in the race finishes 10th. Nathan Hammond 11th. 12th is Oliver Silva. Nathan Lipson after a big off on the first turn, with Richard Dempsey finishes 13th. 14th is Sander Palu. 15th Timo Ludis. 16th Hugh North. 17th George Sutton. 18th Kevin Peterson. 19th Dylan Canton. 20th Jaron van Vissen. I butchered that name. And 21st Ryan Hegstrup, another butchered name. And 22nd finishes Miguel de los Rios. We have 22 finishers this race. No DNFs. That's the first one today.
So I can't see the results right now. I wanted to calculate the points, but because I can't see the results, I sadly am not able to. But which team do you guys think is the best at the moment?
Let me get those to you right away. Here we go. If you want to calculate them.
Yeah. So I will calculate them if you talk.
Okay. Well, we have seen great racing, didn't we? Kurt, you are still here?
Yeah, I'm here. What was the question?
I just wanted to make sure that you are here, so I have someone to talk to while Karsten calculates the scores.
Yeah.
Great racing today, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go on. The first race and second race results. Do you have them or not?
No.
No, then I can't. Yeah, I can do it from the last race, but
So
yeah,
we've seen
not
a
official.
lot of
So.
battles. P7 to P15 was usually one big pack that just stuck together the whole race.
Yeah.
I wonder how much it was thanks to the track that caused something like this. What do you think? Because the middle of the track there is multiple chicanes in it.
Yep.
Not many places to overtake. It just causes the cars to be stuck together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It was interesting, the races.
In the
Actually
end,
pretty clean. I thought it was especially the starts. Although the last race was a bit more incidents. Although the first race and the second race is pretty clean. I expected way more crashes. So yeah. Pretty good
Yeah.
racing, actually.
I can recall just few big crashes.
Yeah.
Like
So
you could count them on your hands.
yeah. Basically,
That's
yeah.
really successful considering it was the first race of the season and basically none of the drivers were known to and didn't know what skill level they were at.
Yeah. So do you think there are any penalties or not this race? Maybe track limits.
Maybe
be.
some track limits, things we missed. I don't think any of the collisions that we saw are worth investigating.
Yeah.
I see some people saying that there was a big dive bomb that caused the collision with George, so we will see what happens with that one. But
It sure will get investigated. I have seen multiple corner cuts, especially in the radar turns, which
Yeah.
are the quick left-right turns
Yeah.
in the
Exactly.
back.
At one point, the Red Civic, I don't know what team it is, but he was actually really cutting with
He was cutting like
actually the full car. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was George Sutton.
Yeah.
Maybe
Probably.
mistaken.
Yeah.
First lap, I think. So we may see some cutting penalties which are applied the next race.
Yeah. So the next race, that's Bugatti circuit. Is it the? Yeah, that's the. Wait. It's Bugatti circuit in France, the French Touring Cup.
yep.
So that's also going to be interesting. I hope we can then, yeah, that ratio doesn't quit on us, because it's pretty, yeah, pretty nice to have. Also for the results. So, yeah.
So thanks everyone who hopefully was here. I haven't actually looked at viewership numbers at all. Didn't want to scare myself. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the racing today and at least a bit enjoyed our commentary as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Next races
in 2 weeks, I think.
Here, let me get the dates.
Take a look.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's
we will see you again. Well,
September.
6th of September for the French Touring Cup round around the Bugatti circuit in France. We'll see you then.
See you then.